Konbanwa, Tomodachi, drivers, survivors, and 3D TPs. A very warm welcome to all our viewers joining us in Twitchland, where we are broadcasting to you live this Friday evening. Tonight, we are bringing you the first race of the weekend, which features our Tier 4 drivers of Inters Racing League. It also marks our return to racing after our mid-season break, with the Easter chocolatey madness behind us and the business end of the season before us. Get comfortable, my friends, as we prepare for another banger. It's round 11 for IRL's Season 4, and we head to the island nation of Japan for the Dubby Japanese Grand Prix. Suzuka International Circuit is located in the beautiful Mie Prefecture on the island of Honshu, 30 miles southwest of Nagoya. Mastering the flowing nature of Suzuka requires an enormous amount of detail. The only figure of eight circuit in Formula One's calendar, and it's regarded as one of the most technically challenging of the year. My name's Tetris, and as you can tell, I'm pretty freaking excited to welcome my amazing co-host this evening. He's joining me in Sky Race Control. I've had the privilege of being his teammate for several seasons now. He's AlphaTauri's team principal. He was Season 2 Tier 2 champion, a multiple podium sitter, and one of the most beautiful humans you could ever hope to call your friend. Broseph, welcome to Sky Race Control. How you doing today, mate?
Tetris, what an intro, mate. Fantastic. We are back.
I thought I'd make it a banger.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, you absolutely nailed that one. Well done. Yep, I'm pumped to be here, mate. This is round 11, like you said, Japan, Konnichiwa. Yep, we're here. This is one of my favourite tracks. It's a brilliant track, I reckon. Super quick, lots of nice turns. The first sector is tricky. You want to stay away from a few curbs, but you want to ride a few as well. And if you kind of get this one, if you put it together, it's just got a really nice flow to it. And yeah, it's a great racetrack. So happy to be here. And we've got a full field, so always good to see that. And yeah, it looks like good weather also.
Yeah, you say that you're happy. It's one of your favourite tracks. You actually won. I remember watching this race that you won in Season 2, where Season 2, where you did the one-stop strategy. You were on hard tyres, and I remember you being very focused at the last few laps and bringing it home. In the 2021 cars. That was a phenomenal win for you, and also obviously one of your first wins. Was it your first win of the season?
It was, yeah, my first and only win of Season 2. So yeah, it's one in the memory bank that I won't forget. Pretty sure I've still got the replay there, and I watch it every now and then and shed a tear in pure joy. No, it was
absolutely.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where it all came together. So
it did all come together. And hopefully it comes together for, more than one of our drivers this afternoon. We have a sunny race tonight, sunny race this afternoon in Japan. I don't know about the rest of the weekend. The rest of the weekend there might be there's a chance of rain, Saturday and Sunday, but we'll see how that goes for our other tiers. What's up? What have you seen?
Just on board with Santa. He looks like he's on his hot lap already, going through the first sector, and it looks like a Red Bull in front of him just maybe had a moment, but did get out of the way, so I don't think Santa was affected there.
Okay. It was Isa Powers, who has invalidated his first lap by the look of it. We've got a few drivers on laps. Let's stick with Santa. He is actually our championship leader at the moment. Let's go through some of the stats, shall we? We got the Battle Cat sent us some stats this afternoon for the race. For Tier 4. And we should probably go through a couple of them at least later on. But firstly, let's go through the championship standings. Do you have them in front of you, dude?
I do, mate, yeah.
Do you want to take us through the top 10?
Sure can. So we've got Santa in P1 at the moment on 166 points. Trainer in P2. Yeah. Trainer in P2 and the Aston Martin on 151. We've got Quiet Cake in the Alpine on 139. Cuds, his teammate, in the Alpine as well on 103. We've got A-Dog, who's been really good in the last couple of weeks. He's been climbing up that ladder. He's on 81 points in P5 in the Red Bull. Bridgie, P6 in the McLaren, 76 points, tied with Powers, also in the Red Bull. So the Red Bulls both in the top 10 with the Alpines doing well. We've got Bang in P8 in the Alfa Romeo on 62 points. Beefy, who's missing tonight, on 61 points in the Ferrari P9. And Swiss Lord has actually broken into the top 10 as well in recent weeks. Alpha Tauri sitting on 58 points.
That is correct. So that's a pretty exciting top 10. Got a few rookies in there. We also have some veterans in there as well. A very healthy mix of teams. We've got 2 Alpines in the top 5, 2 AlphaTauris in the top 10, 1 Aston Martin. We did have a couple of Aston Martins, but Paddy's been having a bit of a bad run the last 4 or 5 races. He's not actually racing tonight, I don't think. He's sitting out, and we have Arch. Archie is taking his place. But yeah, pretty exciting to have 2 Alpines in the top 5. Quiet Cake and Cuds doing phenomenal work, for Alpine in Tier 4. So looking at we've had 10 drivers set laps, and the top of the table is taken out by none other than Bridgie in the McLaren with a 1:32, which is a great lap.
Outstanding from Bridgie, yeah. He's very quick in that McLaren, no doubt about it, but you'd want to probably keep your eye on Trenner in the Aston Martin. I think he's been the standout qualifier so far. I've seen on those stats from Ducat that he produced, along with, I think it may have been TJ. I hope I got that right. Wayne Morris as well, actually, I know did some work with those stats, so shout out to those guys. Wayne, I've got to highlight Wayne as well. He's been in outstanding form of late. So we've got to watch Wayne Morris at some stage, because I expect him to be probably up towards the podium. Just his form has been outstanding recently.
Yeah, it certainly has. So as we've been chatting, Quiet Cake and Cuds have set laps. The 2 Alpine drivers. Quiet Cake puts his Alpine on the front row in P2 with a 1:30.3, 1:30.4.
Yeah, it's a stoinker.
It's an absolute stoinker. Love that. A stoinker from Nagoya. Cuds getting a 1:31.1. Domwa, we haven't seen much of him this season. We have seen he has attended quite a few races, but he's had a bit of bad luck on several occasions. But he jumps up into P5, which is great to see. The Banginator, he's in P6 with a 1:31.3. It looks like only half the grid at the moment have set laps, but we've still got just over almost 11 minutes left of qualifying, so enough time for all of the drivers to at least do 1 and probably 2 quali laps.
Yep, no doubt about it. Look, I'll just go over those final reserves while we can. So in the Mercedes tonight, we've got Sir Slayer, who's he's a pretty quick driver. There's no doubt about it. He'll be doing really well in Tier 4. I'd imagine I've battled with him quite a few times, and he's got a lot of pace.
He's also just started a flying lap as well, so we'll see. He wasn't able. I'm on board with him right now, but if you want to go through the rest of the reserves as he sets his first sector time.
Beautiful. We've got Beefy missing in the Ferrari. I think I mentioned that earlier, and F1 Original Paulie, who's been a pretty consistent reserve of late and doing a pretty fine job as well. So he's in the Ferrari tonight, looking to score some more points. And as we mentioned, Paddy missing in the Aston Martin and being replaced by Archie, who's been doing a pretty good job as a reserve also.
Yeah, he's a pretty feisty little driver. I drove with him in Rush as a teammate for a couple of races a couple of seasons ago. And he gets his elbows out and has a go. He's a pretty quick driver as well on his day. As yet, he hasn't set a lap. But I would be quite certain that he will set a lap before the end of qualifying, and be interesting to see where he sits his Aston Martin on the grid. I was on board. That's right, we're on board with Slayer. So he's coming through 130R right now in the final sector. Ethimon sets a 131 in the Scuderia Ferrari. That's a great little lap from that man. He's coming through the final, the Casio Triangle. Very nice line out of the final corner, hugging that curve right at the back. Oh, up into P3. That's a stoinking lap from Sir Slayer. Well done, son.
Yeah, I would have expected something around that from Sir Slayer. Like I said, very quality driver. Ethimon as well. He's a race winner here. He's missed a few races, but he's definitely one that can battle with the top races here, no doubt about it. So yeah, I think there's going to be quite a battle. We've got some really good names up the top, of course. F1 Original Paulie in P5, and Wayne Morris has just put in a 131 flat to put it on P6 in front of Santa in the AlphaTauri.
Speaking of Santa, he is also on a flying lap, coming through the middle of the second sector, round to I think it's turn 11 and 12, heading down the straight.
Spoon.
The Japanese spoon curves, that's it. Heading down to 130R, up into 6th, into 7th, and up into the final gear. Moves over to the right-hand side of the track. He threads that through 130R very nicely towards the the Casio triangle, short shifting down into second, up into third, hugs that curve to the right, the pit wall, and crosses the line and improves, pushes Wayne back into P7. Not the improvement I think that Santa would have wanted, but still an improvement by one place. So he would be happy with that, definitely. Still got time to get back to the pits, strap on a fresh set of boots, fuel up for another quali lap.
Yeah, being the team principal of AlphaTauri, I was in the garage earlier, and speaking with Santa, he's pretty confident, let me tell you. He was doing some practice yesterday with the team, and our Tier 1 driver, Tomo, who's sitting in P11, I believe, in Tier 1 at the moment, and Santa was less than a second off Tomo. And for those who know Tomo, it's to be anywhere near him is a good job. So Santa's feeling himself, and we'll see if he can improve with his last lap when he comes back out.
If I can get 2 seconds off Tomo, I'm happy. I agree. He's absolutely, he's a hurricane, that man. So the fact that Santa was 1 second off him, that's obviously still got a bit of stuff in a reserve in the tank, and like I said, he's got time to get back to the pits and get another quali lap in. Bangladesh, the driver for full-time driver for Alfa Romeo, he has just put in a 136. He's also been a driver to watch. He's obviously quite quick, bit of a feisty driver, but nonetheless has been quite quick and pretty consistent all season.
No doubt about it. Bang, his quality. Seen him lead a couple of races this season, and he's spun a few times and thrown it in the bin, which has been really unfortunate. But also his teammate, Jesse Parzival, in the other Alfa Romeo, he was actually P3 in Australia a few weeks ago in round 10. So he's been in pretty good form, and also PMAC in the McLaren. I'm on board with PMAC at the moment. He's just coming into the last couple of corners to put in, hopefully, what he sees. Yep, you're right.
Sorry to interrupt you with PMAC. Obviously, we will check out where he is, but I was just on board with Trenner as he was doing his lap. Ooh. And he's just put it on provisional pole with a 129.7. Bridgie has responded and pushed Ethimon down to third with a 131. PMAC, he did a pretty decent lap, 137, but Wayne Morris has just gone out and done a 131. This is going to get spicy, I think, throughout the race. Everyone's improving. Obviously, the track evolution is playing a part in that. But, Trenner doing a 129.7. So he is 4/10 in front of the next driver, Bridgie in P2.
Yeah, we're not in India. There is no curry, but it is spicy. There's no doubt about it. Trenner, I think I called it earlier. He's the absolute number one when it comes to qualifying. So, he's put himself in a prime position. But as we said, I'm just on board with Trenner. He just pulled over into the grass there and scared the living daylights out of me. But, P1 at the moment, still 4 minutes to go. So there's plenty more action to come in Tier 4.
Well, you know what we could say, and it's probably going to sound like a bit of a dad joke, but Trenner in the Aston Martin, he's got a bit of wasabi in his exhaust. He is like bringing the spice to the Japanese Grand Prix right now. That's an absolutely cracking lap. It sort of scares the poo out of me for Tier 3 tomorrow afternoon, because I don't think I could do a 1:29.7. Yeah, not that I've practiced that much in the last week. But yeah, that's a great lap from Trenner. Well done, mate. Well done. Putting yourself in a great position for the start of the race. We've got two drivers that haven't set laps yet. Not a Wilds, who is a race winner in Tier 4. Arch, who hasn't set a lap yet. But I think they've still got, 3.5 minutes, so enough time to get out there and set a time. Let's have a quick look at the gap to leader. So Treno 1:29.7. The gap between P1 and P10 is 1 second, and that's that's expected. But the gap between P1 and P2, 4 tenths, and then the gap between P2 and P4 is like less than a tenth. Bridgie, Ethimon, Wayne Morris, all within a tenth of each other. So the top six, top six, top five, they're all pretty close together. Jenneth Lee, actually, sorry, as I speak there, Jenneth Lee's just put a lap in for 1 minute 29, no, 1 minute 30. 30.6, which is 9 tenths away from P1, but that's a great lap from Jenneth. Well done.
Mate, Jenneth is doing outstanding in the last couple of rounds as well. He had a P9 in Saudi Arabia, and then to back that up in Australia last round, he got P5, Jenneth. So,
that's right.
Yeah, mate, he's in outstanding form in the car, on the mic. He's going to be actually featured in Tier 1. He's going to be on with Martin and I in Tier 1. Jenneth's going to make a special appearance, so make sure you guys you catch that one. You won't want to miss it.
No, absolutely. While we're waiting for drivers to set laps, there's a few drivers out there setting laps at the moment. We've got Slayer, Cake, Bang, F1 Original. No, I think Jenneth has set his lap, so that's PMAX doing, I think they're all going back, they're in laps. So we've got Trenner, Bridgie, Effie, and Wayne, Santa, Batman, and Arch on outlaps. So in the next couple of minutes, we'll see, or the next minute and a half, 2 minutes, we'll see some fresh lap times coming in. Be interesting to see if Trenner can improve on that, see if he's got anything else in the tank. But maybe we leave some of the stats for the race, if we've got like a, not a boring bit, but a bit where there's not much action happening.
Yeah, I know where there is some action happening right now. Let's get on board with Cuds in the Alpine. Cuds is currently P13 at the moment. He's on a 1:31.1, very close to Parzival in P12. So he's actually going for it right now. There's no doubt about it. I reckon Cudsy can push this up into the top 5 if he can put it together. So we know he's a classy driver. This is his rookie year. He's coming up to some traffic
though, so he's going to have to be careful about how he navigates that. Hopefully people get out of the way, but I'm assuming that the traffic is either on fast laps or they're on out laps trying to get to the finish line.
Oh, yeah, you'd want to be pushing it pretty hard to get to that finish line, but yeah.
He might even get a toe. Who's in front of him?
It looks like there's a Ferrari, no, it's a Alfa Romeo, and then we've got a Red Bull, couple of Red Bulls in front of him.
No, it looks like he's going to be okay. He's getting a bit of a toe from the Alfa Romeo. I think that's passable going back to the pits maybe. No, he's setting a lap. So, Cuds, what are you going to do for us, son? Oh, you were right, top 5. Well done.
Let's go, Cudsy.
Let's go.
Get in there, mate. You little beauty.
Look, Quiet Cake looks like he's not going to set another lap. Looks like his qualifying is over. Jenneth and Not I Wilds, they've got like the little Grand Prix flag. If you look at the track map in the bottom right hand corner, there are so many coloured dots going around. There's so much traffic on the track right now. It's like Tetris on the track.
It is
with round dots instead of blocks.
Yep. No doubt about it. So, look, I reckon Quiet Cake would be fairly happy. He's sitting P7 at the moment. He won't want to get pushed down too far, but
Santa.
If he can stay with... Santa's P2.
Santa's just put
flat.
130 flat. He's put it on provisionally on the front row. But we've still got a few drivers. We've got Wayne Morris is coming round the... He's coming around the final couple of corners. Let's see if he... No, he pulls into the pits.
No, Sir Slayer in the Mercedes is coming around.
Yeah,
let's have a look.
See what Sir Slayer is.
That's a great... Yeah, you want to take all of those curbs. Oh, no, he's coming in too.
Bang. Bang is the last driver. Bang and A-Dog.
All right. I'll stay on board with A-Dog.
Nah, Bang's pulled into the pits.
It's Bang. Everyone's pulled in. That's it. So, Trenner, P1. Santa P2, Bridgie P3, Ethimon in the Ferrari P4, Wayne Morris. That's a tremendous time there, 130.1. He's in P5 and Cuds. He put that together as well with his final lap and put himself up in a P6, was sitting P13 before that. So that's a great job from the Alpine driver. I'm sure Ads will be happy with that. 130.2 there. We've got Sir Slayer, 130.3, the reserve in the Mercedes. Great job. Quiet Cake, Cuds' teammate. I think he'll be fairly happy with that. If he can get his car past Sir Slayer and work with Cuds, those two have got a great chance to really consolidate as many points for that team and push for podiums tonight. Donmore, I think he'll be very impressed with his own time there. P9 in the Williams. And, hopefully he can work with Wayne Morris and Bang rounds out the top 10 there, Tetris.
Wow, that was a very, very exciting. Oh, I've just noticed. Ethimon has a 5-place grid penalty. What was that for? Let's have a quick look at the race director and see what that was for. 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Sir Slayer. Oh, that's unfortunate for Ethimon. That was a great effort from him as well. I wonder what happened there. I did see a little message come up, but I wasn't on board with him when that happened. So yeah, Ethimon will be a bit disappointed with that, but still P9. Everyone, so Wayne will move up to P4, Cuds will move up to P5, Slayer will move up to P6, and Cake will actually move up to P7. So I believe that would put Donmore in P8 and then Ethimon in P9.
Yes, I think that may be correct there. So, yep, that was pretty action-packed there. Returning into his Racing League, Round 11, Japan, Tier 4. I think we saw a lot of drivers. There wasn't a lot of time separating them in the top 10, was there? So, as long as these drivers can just hold their nerve around the first couple of corners of the first lap, I think we're in for a banger, mate.
I think it's not just about holding their nerve. I agree that they have to hold their nerve. They also have to hold their line, because everybody is trying to get in front of the guy in front, and every guy in front is trying to keep the guy behind from getting in front, but also the guy in front who's trying to keep the guy behind is trying to get in front of the guy in front of him. So you know how it goes in the first 7 or 8 corners.
It's a scrap.
It's an absolute scrap, and this is a treacherous, as I said in my intro, it's one of the most technically, like the flowing nature of that Sector 1, it's really difficult to get it, to hook it up when you've only got one car, like when there's only one car wide. When it's got 2 cars wide, that's, it can be a recipe for a car park and a bit of a disaster. But look, I'm not trying to bring the commentator's curse. I want everyone to have a good race. Let's bring up the tyre strats. So at the moment, a couple of red striped soft tyre in.
Oh.
So we've got everyone in the top 10 is on mediums. We've got F1 Original in P11 on the softs, and then a mix of softs, hards, and mediums down to P20.
Interesting. Yep, only 2 drivers on the hards there. Yeah, Batman, Parzival. So, and the softs, like you said. So anyway, we know Paulie and Arch are going to be pushing. Those two, they don't die wondering on track. Let's put it that way. They definitely like to put themselves in a position where they can just consolidate as much as they can as early as possible. So let's hope that they can do that as cleanly as possible tonight.
I just have a question. What happened? Why is Swiss Lord in P20? I thought he qualified higher.
Not sure, mate.
Maybe there was a penalty that I missed. Oh, did he didn't have a quali ban, did he?
Not that I'm aware. I didn't read anything.
I don't think anyone had a quali ban tonight in Tier 4. Anyway,
look, I know Swiss Lord is not very well at all tonight, so let's put it down to that.
Okay, cool. Now look, P20 is not the end of the race. You get no points for qualifying. The points come when you cross the finish line. And of course, points in IRL in all of our tiers go down to P15. And P15? Yeah, P15. So we've got a full grid, very exciting, full grid for Tier 4. Tier 4, one of the most exciting tiers that we have in Season 4. Ethimon taking out the bollard at the Casio Triangle. So who do you want to sit on board with, and do you want to take us away from the grid?
Sure, mate, I can do that.
Shall we sit on board with Wayne?
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah, let's go.
Let's
see if he's got these. Let's see if he's got these tyres nice and warm, and he gets off to a great start.
These grip hacks. Joking, Wayne. Joking. Can't have grip hacks on a console. All right.
Well, you can with a USB, but let's see.
We've already got a drive-through penalty.
It's Parsifal, unfortunately, with the drive-through. Wayne gets off with the great start. He's up on the outside of Santa. Gets a great jump there. He's up in a P4, but Santa actually comes back. Oh, no, it's a Mercedes. It's Sir Slayer. Great dive there, up into P3, so he started very well. Cuds hold position in P5, but gets a little tap, I think, or just loses the rear end. It looks like we've got a yellow flag, so someone's having a bit of trouble back there. It might be F1 Original Paulie, and we have a virtual safety car by the looks of it.
I think it was Jenneth. Jenneth is all the way down to P20.
Let's just have a look at position lost here. So that'll tell us a bit more. So, yep, Santa's lost 7 places, Paulie 6, and you're right, Don Moore 11 and Jenneth 8. So those are the cars that are unfortunately had a bit of a poor start to this race. But
Trenner got an amazing start off the line. I was on board with Wayne, but I was looking at Trenner in the bottom part of the broadcast screen, and he got a phenomenal start off the track. No one, Santa wasn't able to keep up with him, and I think Santa got a little tap as well because he's all the way back in P9. So he's lost 7 places. The biggest loser here is unfortunately Don War. He's lost 11 places. Let's see if he's got any. He does have front wing damage, so he's going to have to pit. He's going to go onto the hard compound tyre, and he's going to have to switch strategies and have a front wing change. That is phenomenally bad luck for our American compatriot. But we're green flagged again, so let's get back with the action. Trenner takes us into the Casio Triangle, onto the front, the pit straight, and he looks like he's already pulled out. He's pulled out a 1 second gap already. He made the jump. It was a great start for him. A bit of action back here. Sir Slayer up 3 positions into P3. He's only 2/10 behind Bridgie, who is obviously wanting to keep him behind, but Bridgie's been able to pull Trenner back into the 1 second. So there's a very, very small gap between basically the whole entire top 13.
Oh, yeah, there's not much at all between these cars at the moment. I'm on board with Bang in P6 in the Alfa Romeo, who's putting a lot of pressure on Cuds, and Cuds is getting a little bit sideways through that first sector, but holding the car there as he should, just keeping a nice line through here and calming that car down a bit. We've got Quiet Cake as well, who just follows Bang, who takes it very awkwardly through that right-hander. He's compromised coming into this left-hander. Let's have a look here. I think Quiet Cake is going to let him go. Yes, he does. But he's looking for the switchback.
Oh, no.
He certainly does. Behind him, Ethimon.
Ethimon's into the barrier. He's not out, but he's into the barrier. He's taken that.
He's just been clipped, I think. He's around. He's all the way around, so Ethimon, he's not having a good time of it there. He's just got the car a bit unsettled, so he needs to just calm those tyres down and get him back under working temperature.
He's going to have to pit. He's lost his front wing.
Parzival's around. Swiss Lord has just missed him and just missed the back tyre of Jenneth as well, so there's a bit of action happening at the back of the field there.
Look, they're getting trouble getting those tyres up to temperature after the virtual safety car. We've also got not movement, but there's fastest laps being set up the front of the field. The top 5 are only less than a second away from each other, so there's going to be some DRS action happening when DRS gets activated after the end of the next lap. So that is very unfortunate for Ethimon. Ethimon and Partsival. They looks like they came unstuck coming out of the hairpin in Sector 2.
Ethimon's retired in pit.
He's retired.
Yeah, that might be critical damage to his car, so that's super unfortunate for the young Ferrari driver there. Just 2.5 laps in. So we'll move back up the field because the racing is still underway here. So in P7 at the moment, oh, Quiet Cake. He's just gone around that awful right-hander there and come out onto the curb and just put a bit too much on the throttle, but he's got the car back under control here and he's looking to reel in Bangladesh, who's in P6, doing a great job just holding position there. He's just a little bit behind. He wants to get into that DRS zone of Cuds, who's in front of him, doing a great job holding his own in P5, looking at the rear of Wayne Morris in that Williams. Sir Slayer doing well in P3. The Mercedes driver reserving tonight. Bridgie in P2, and Trenner, of course, he's on fire in P1 in that Aston Martin. I reckon Matty AU, the team principal, will be loving this drive from that number 1 driver in Tier 4.
Oh, absolutely. Phenomenal quali lap and a phenomenal phenomenal lead off from the VSC. So it looks like the boys have just settled down. Trenner has put in a fastest lap, 1:33.8. He has also pulled out, or he looks like he's trying to pull out that. He's trying to pull out that 1 second gap to get out to get the other cars behind him out of the DRS zone. But he's having a bit of a Bridgie and Slayer and Wayne Morris as well, just gripping on. They're not letting that go.
No, you're dead right. I've got to also highlight PMAC in the McLaren at the moment. He has pulled about 5/10 on Alan Santa, who fancies himself tonight in Japan, and he is actually...
he's gone wide.
Well, he has. Santa's compromised that. It's a bit of a tricky corner, that one. Look, I've got to admit, I haven't followed my my map tonight. I've been rather busy this week, so I'm sorry out there. I'm going to get these corners. P1, I have no idea. So
we'll call it turn 1000.
Well, yep, we'll call it turn Ichi-ni one Sun-shi. So
cool,
PMAC, P9, doing very well, trying to put pressure on the number 1 driver in Tier 4 at the moment.
And Isa Powers in the Red Bull and A-Dog, both Red Bulls.
The teammates.
The Red Bull teammates in Tier 4. They are actually sitting at the end of this train, just waiting to pick up the scraps. They're not letting go. They're riding on the coattails, but that's not a bad thing because when things happen in front, I'm just going to head back up to Quiet Cake because he is only, well, he's 3/10 now, but he was about 1/2 behind Bang. So let's stick on board with him. We know Quiet Cake and Bang like to have a bit of a tussle, a bit of an elbows out, knees up, Mother Brown journey. And let's have a look at what goes on here. So now we've got DRS has been activated for a couple of laps.
I think Quiet Cake thought about it. He did. If he gets the chance, you know he's going to bang, bang, I'll shut you down. There's no doubt about it. He'll take the chance and he'll try and get past up into P6 and try and work together with his partner in P5 there. It looks like Swiss Lord might be having a few issues down in P14. He's just picked up a 3-second penalty. He's putting a bit of pressure on Jenneth in P13. And Batman, Isa Powers, he's in the dirt at the moment. It looks like he's come unstuck. He's sitting in P12 and he's got a couple of cars just going past him. So something happened there and Batman's taken advantage and he's up into P11. Of course, Batman on the hards. He's done 4 laps on those.
Powers is round. Powers is having a terrible time in the Red Bull.
He's not waiting for Swiss Lord, is he? Yeah, he's going to wait for Swissy to go past and then he's going to just try and, calm those tyres down and try and get back on board. He's still in P15, so he's in the points at the moment. Long way to go. Keep your head up, Powers. As I said, Batman in P11 at the moment. He's got a new setup, Tetris. He took the break and he took some time off to refine his racecraft. Reckons he's in pretty good form with his new setup, so he's in a pretty good strategy at the moment, I'd say, on those hards in P11. So, yeah, I like the look of Batman at the moment.
Let's just have a look at the tyres. So Batman is actually, as you said, he's in a good position at the moment. He's the front hard runner, and there's only one other hard runner at the moment, but he is the front hard runner, and he's up three places from his starting position in P14, and he's only done 5 laps on those hards. Those hards probably go to about lap 17, maybe lap 15 or 16 or 17, depending on how long you want to push it. And that's a pretty good strategy if he can make that work for that one. So let's keep an eye on the deltas and keep an eye on that.
So Slayer So Slayer's around, he's facing the wrong way. He's got to wait for all these cars to go past. It looks like there is wing in front of him. I'd say it would be his, but he's going to be disqualified. He is, I think he's reset to track. He's reset to track, so that may be a disqualification for him. I'm not sure. We'll have to look into that a bit later, but he was in a terrible position. I'm not sure there was much else he could do, but yeah, that's really unfortunate.
So he's lost it at the end of the S bend, as you said. That at the end of the S's, that final corner before you go to that really awkward, tricky square bit before the hairpin. You basically your back end just kicks out and you oversteer, and if you apply too much, or if you apply any throttle, you basically kick round, and that's what's happened. I didn't see it, but that's what's happened. It's happened to me on so many occasions. What are you watching?
You're dead right, Quiet Cake. He's as close as he's ever been. Look at this. He's really setting these last two corners up. Bang does not get a good exit. It didn't look like, but it looks like Bang has got a pretty quick car on a straight line. Let's have a look here. He's flashing.
He's definitely flashing.
Quiet Cake. He's going to have a look on the inside. He sends it. Oh, you get the move done. I think he has. Oh! Bang actually looked like he may have gave him a little bit of kiss there as Quiet Cake went by and had to go a little bit harder on the brake there, but Quiet Cake got the move done. He was very patient, and great overtake there.
Great overtake, but you can see that both of them are flashing. They're both out of battery. But yeah, and there's also, it's interesting to note that there is almost a 4.5 second gap between P5 and P4. So Quiet Cake, now that he's in front of Bang, we'll see if he can actually pull out, catch up to Cuds, because obviously Cuds being his teammate, he's going to want Quiet Cake to keep the drivers behind him.
Yeah, very true, very true. It's going to be interesting to see if Quiet Cake can shake these cars behind him, because there's three of them and they're all very good drivers. We've got obviously Bang.
Bridgie's round, sorry.
Oh no.
Bridgie has
He's
lost
coming back
it.
on the track. He's coming back. You can actually see Quiet Cake go by him here. What's he going to do with Bang? He's going to pull in front of Bang, and Bridgie's going to hold on here in P5. So let's just stay on board with Bridgie, because those tyres, they're not going to be agreeing with him. He goes a little bit wide, and that's a 3-second penalty there. So Mercy is watching, and he's not going to be too pleased with that. Unfortunate there for his number one driver. Let's see if he can just hold it together, because Bang is going to be putting on a lot of pressure, you'd imagine.
I've got a great view from the rear end of Quiet Cake's car right now. I can see Bridgie and Bang and Santa and PMAC. I sound like I'm looking in my magic mirror. I can see Bridgie and Bang and Santa and PMAC. What are you doing, Bridgie? Says Rush Racing League. But yeah, there's a...
God, we're old.
Whoa, what's going on? Someone's in the...
Yellow flag. What's going on? It looks like it's Trenner. The race leader.
The race leader is... Oh, he's round as well. No!
Bridgie's gone in the back of him. So Trenner just trying to keep it on track, and Bridgie...
He's gonna have to wait. He's trying to do a 75-point turn. He's gone across the track. Oh, that is so unfortunate.
The Mercedes, there goes Not I Wilds, but oh no, Wayne Morris P1 and Cuds in P2. Tetris.
Sorry, I got excited. Wayne Morris in P1. You love to see it. The man has done so much practice, and he has obviously been putting in the hours in the sim. He's been practicing his little butt off, and he's got it on P1, but let's not give him the commentator's curse. I'm going to take the camera off him. But also Cuds, sitting behind him, less than 1 second behind him, is now within DRS. So Cudsy's got a shot at extending his lead in this race. But look at that, Quiet Cake, 5.8 seconds. He's had to obviously take off the throttle. 6 seconds. Yeah.
Yep, Quiet Cake. He escaped the mess, there's no doubt about that. He's got 2.5 seconds now on Bridgie, and PMAC is all the way up into P5. A-Dog just sitting there in P6, just plodding away very nicely, and Batman up into P7. So this is working out very nicely for him. He's got a nice 2.5 second gap to Bang, so Batman sitting very nicely on those hards.
Absolutely, and let's look at the position changes. A Dog in the Red Bull is the winner at the moment with 11 places. He has stormed up through the field. So Hopefully he's in a bit of a rhythm now. Looks like he's not within...
Oh, Santa's around! He just took too much of the curb, I'm sorry. And
No,
that was
right.
going around in the first sector, and he's reversing. He's trying to get back on track. He's down into P10. Oh, Santa, he's going to be absolutely cursing in his native tongue.
Which
Not
native
sure what
tongue?
that is.
French, German,
Swiss,
Belgian, Swiss?
German, it could be anything. Yeah.
He probably can speak Hungarian as well. But
He can do it all, this man.
this man can do it all. And at the moment, all he needs to do is keep those get those tyre temperatures back down, get his head down. He's got the ability, he is down a few places, but he's got the ability to make those places up and just get his head down, get it done, and make sure that he limits the damage now. Because, look, Trenner is actually, where is Trenner? Trenner's behind him. So Trenner is behind him in the race, but he's also behind him by 10 or 12 points in the championship standings. So Alan Santa doesn't need to win this race. He just needs to finish in front of Trenner to stay in the top position in the championship battle.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You've got to keep an eye on Cuds and Quiet Cake, who are sitting in P2 and P3, and look like if they stay where they are, they're going to collect some really nice points here and put a lot of pressure on those front two, Alan Santa and Trenner at the top of the table there. But yeah, look, you've got to say the two Alpines and the two McLarens, P2 to P5, all in a bunch. They'd be very happy there, sitting there. Oh, looks like we've got original Paulie. He's pitting. So the Ferrari driver, the reserve, is coming in to put some new tyres on. Yeah,
he's going to the hards. He's going to go for the undercut, and he's going to go to the end of the race on those tyres now, unless there's a late safety car, I would imagine. So let's keep an eye on F1 Original where he finishes. But yeah, there's a few penalty being dished out. Arch has got 8 seconds. Bridgie and Swisslord both with 3 seconds for track extension.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's going to hurt at the end of the race. Of course, any kind of penalties like that is always going to come back and bite you, especially if there's a late safety car. You can pretty much throw your race away there. You can lose a lot of positions. So it's unfortunate, but we have a look at Cuds here. He looked like he closed the gap a little bit down to about 1.1 seconds, but it's back out to 1.4 at the moment. So Wayne's doing a very good job holding on. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1.
It's Powers.
It's Powers.
Lost it on your favourite corner. Well, no, it was. Oh, he's ridden it.
He's around again.
Ridden it like a skateboard. He's trying to rail slide into an ollie, and I don't think it's working for him.
Yeah, he's not having a good night. There's no doubt about it, Powers. So he's sitting in last place, and he's just had to pull over there and let those cars go by. I think they might be. Oh, sorry, I missed those cars, but yeah, not having a great night for the young man in the Red Bull.
I'm just seeing some position changes. We've got, I think Bang. Oh no, Bang's pitted. That's what's happened. Bang's pitted. He's onto the hards, sitting behind Bridgie, who has also pit for the hards on the previous lap. So the top 9 are still on mediums and hards. And as you say, Batman, he's in a great position at the moment because not only is he in the top 6, he's also on hards. They're only 10 lap old hards. They can go an extra couple of laps, putting in decent laps. Laps. Oh, what's going on?
Not I Wilds is putting on a lot of pressure on Batman, but Not I Wilds just had a snap coming out of there, which did not help his cause whatsoever, and he lost about 5/10 out of that exit there. So let's see if he can work his way back up, because you'd imagine those mediums after 10 and a half laps now, they won't be great, and those hards should go a little bit longer, you'd imagine, around this time.
Yeah, look, it's getting to the point now that the hards should be not quicker, but just better response in and out of corners, better grip. But Not Wilds, he's following quite. He's going to go down the inside. He makes a move down, a very clean move down the inside, but Batman wanting to do the switchback, he will not get DRS. Not Wilds will get DRS. No. Batman got DRS, so he must have passed him within that DRS zone. So he's going to stick with him. And look, to be honest, Batman, oh no, he's gone a bit wide. Oh, why did I have to give him the commentator's course? He's just hit that, he's hit the curb. He has no damage, but he's just going to have to nurse those tyres back to the operating temperature. Oh, and there's Bridgie's gone into the... into the grass, into the barrier?
Oh,
Has he
no.
got damage? This is intense, Broseph.
Yeah, yep. There's a lot going on. Arch is coming up behind him, and Bridgie's tyres won't be happy with him. So, I have just said it. He's gone around on those tyres again. So Bridgie, oh no, it's a catastrophe for McLaren. The McLaren driver, of course, P-Mac doing a great job holding on in P3. Wayne Morris, P1, Cuds, P2, Not I Wilds has actually gone through, and Bridgie's around again. Quiet Cake in P6 came out of the pits, and he saw Bridgie going around. He actually missed him, so Quiet Cake, he missed all of that. He's doing very well out in P6, and Batman up into P7. So after having a little bit of a moment, he's held it together, and bang, he's just come out of the pits on fresh tyres as well in P8 on one lap old hards.
I must say, there's more yellows going on here than the first album of. Oh no, he has the first Coldplay album. He's DNF'd. I think that's going to be a full course safety car. His tyres were just absolutely shot, and he is sitting on the side of the road. The marshals are going to have to come and clear that car away, and there is a front right wheel that is off at a very, very dangerous angle. That is so disappointing, and such a I'm gutted for him. He was doing so well in that first stint, and obviously, qualified up in the top. What did he qualify in? P3 or something?
Yep. P3, I'm pretty sure. Condolences for the McLaren garage down there for Bridgie. Yep, as you said, hands and head sitting there on the curb. Looks like they're going to ride out one of those Honda scooters for him. He's going to sit on the back and go through the crowd on the dirty track home.
He needs an extra serving of wasabi tonight. That is so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking for Mercy's going to be. He's not going to be angry. He's just going to be disappointed because that is gutting for any driver. But look, on the bright side, as you said, P-Mac, he is on fresh hards. Wayne and Cuds, they're all on fresh hards. Quiet Cake on one lap old, so basically fresh hards. A dog, Bang, has pitted early. But look at that top 10 all on hards with Batman sitting behind them on fresh mediums. Little fella. What's going on there? That is so cool. Like, Batman, you said it at the beginning of the race. Starting on hards, getting like 7 or 8, 10 places off, in the first 5 or 6 laps. And now he's in a commanding position. He doesn't have to do anything crazy. He just has to, he's going to have so much more grip off this safety car restart, and for the next 5 or 6 laps, he's going to have a distinct advantage over all of the drivers in front of him. Just needs to keep a clear head, go for solid moves, not stupid moves, and the guys in front just need to obviously be aware that he is on the better strategy and not try and fight him too. What's going on? Where is?
I think another. Sorry.
Don't worry. I thought we'd lost Batman. I couldn't see the medium tyres, but I was just having a senior moment. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, look, I think another factor that's going to come into play is that every car in front of him is going to be on cold hards. It's not just the grip, it's the temperature. I think Batman, he's got to let it come to him. If an opportunity presents itself, then I'd say go for it, because he's going to have the temperature, he's going to have the grip. But I also think these drivers on the hards, I think a few of them are going to come off. I think they're going to be too cold. There's too many tight corners in the first sector, and Batman's just going to keep a clean nose, and I reckon he'll be up around P8 within a couple of laps. Yeah,
look, my condolences out to the 3 drivers that have DNF, Bridgie, Powers and Eftimon. You guys are phenomenal drivers. Keep your chins up, blokes. You guys did awesomely in quali. You had some bad luck, and just it's a shit track. It's a shit track. That's the wrong words. It's a very brutal and challenging track, and don't take it too hard, guys. You've done really well to qualify where you did. It was just unfortunate circumstance that took you out. But look, man. I have a feeling that the safety car is going to be in at the end of this lap, because everyone is all bunched up. The field is bunched up. The 17 drivers that remain are all on their tyres that I think they will be using till the end, unless there's another safety car. Wayne Morris will be taking us away. He is obviously trying to warm his hard compound tyres up, as are the the 9 drivers behind him, because they know, they can see Batman on mediums, Batman 197. He's the man to watch. Shall we start? Once we get off the safety car restart, I feel as though we should head back to Batman and see some moves.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure as you said, afterwards, yeah, for sure. I'll stay on board with Batman from now if you want. Just keep an eye on him. If you want to hop on board with Wayne for the restart, just make sure he gets off cleanly. That'd be phenomenal. But you're right. I think
and
Batman's
he's gone.
He's off. He's slowed it down, but he's off now. So, I think Batman's gone into the back of Paulie. Or Paulie's gone to the back of Batman. I think there's oh no. Well, it wasn't a great restart there, unfortunately, for the boys at the back. What are you seeing up the front?
I'm on board with F1 Original. He's letting a lot of drivers past. I'm not sure why that was, but that's there's a few drivers. Cuds is, Cuds has lost his front wing. He's had a what did happen to Cuds, Karama? I agree. He was in P2. That I think that was a terrible restart. But not a terrible restart, but yeah, there's going to be some questions asked. Wayne slammed the brakes, then went again and broke again. There's probably going to be some questions, but looking back up the front, we've got PMAC. He is 1.5 seconds behind. Quiet Cake 1.1 seconds behind. A dog following quite closely to Quiet Cake, but still looks like a dog is. What's that?
It's just how we got his name. It's all good. Sorry, just
a dog.
Had a flashback. Hey dog.
Hey dog. It makes sense now. Oh no, yeah. Bangs. He had a bit of a snap. He rode the curves on the spoon, and but was able to keep it together. So Slayer, Trenner is round.
So I've just had word from the McLaren garage. Sorry, it's just coming through in my ear at the moment. The McLaren boss has said that 100% Wayne legit stopped and started and stopped and started again, gave PMAC a 5-second penalty in P2.
Well, that's something that the stewards will have to deal with after the race. Unfortunately, fortunately, I'm not a steward. But,
It's all hearsay. That's what it is. So the drivers just have to, the guys that are out there, just get on with it. You know what I mean? Like, they can't listen to any of this that they hear on the radio. They've just got to keep their head down and do the job that they're out there to do.
But also, there's a terrible throttle limiter when you're in P1. It's happened to me on a couple of occasions after a safety car. You put your foot flat and nothing happens. But anyway, let's get on with the race. Looking at some of the little battles going on, so Slayer is sitting behind Arch in P9. He's only 6/10 behind. Santa is sitting behind Bang, 6/10 behind. The field's starting to spread out a little bit. Obviously, unfortunately for Trenner, he has dropped back to P13, but he's sitting behind Swiss Lord, so he's going to be wanting to make some moves very shortly. Let's sit on board with that and see how he goes here.
Yep.
He's definitely got the pace on Swiss Lord, and he goes for a move up the inside. A little bit of elbows out, but mostly pretty clean there. And then we've got... Sorry, go on.
I think that was fine, yep. All good.
Yeah, I think that was fine. A little bit of banging tyres. No problems with that. Race controls just let us know that DRS will be enabled on this lap. So let's just jump back up with Santa. Santa is the top... Actually, Quiet Cake. He is within the DRS zone of PMAC.
He is. Arch is also pushing pretty hard on those fresh mediums. Well, they're 4-lap old now, but he'll be absolutely loving those. They'll be in fine form. I think he's gone up maybe 3 places since the restart, if I'm not wrong. So he's pushing it pretty hard, and Sir Slayer is sticking with him on the 4-lap old hard. So Slayer's doing well in P9 as well. And we've got another yellow flag. It looks like Bang, is it? Oh, Bang's around in P5. Santa goes through.
Santa.
Oh, Bang and Santa. Bang and Santa, is it? Bang and Santa in Christmas time. Unfortunate that's not going to end well.
No, you don't want to be banging Santa, especially at Easter. That's the worst thing. As they head to the hairpin,
The poor bunny.
Oh, the poor bunny. Coming out of the hairpin, Bang gets a good exit. Santa's in front of him with Slayer and Arch. Arch is actually, he's made up 12 positions since the start of the race, but he's also made up a few positions since the safety car restart. And obviously the other movers and shakers, we've got Not I Wilds and A-Dog. I didn't realise I was saying that wrong. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. A-Dog is up in a P4. I've got to say, he's doing pretty well out there. He's just been running his own race. He's been fairly quiet out there. Like, there hasn't been too much hard racing for him that we've seen, and he's been doing a great job, and he's up in a P4, and Powers is he's calling him for the win tonight. So let's hope that his teammate can get up there and maybe sit on the podium at least.
And Santa's peeled off into the pits. So I have a feeling that Santa, when he came, he may have come together with Bang. Bang and Santa have come together.
They've come together, unfortunately, out on track, and there's a spillage. But we've got the marshals out there wiping it up with a tea towel at the moment. So don't worry about it, guys. Under control, and Santa's back out there in P16.
We've got the Easter tea towels. But, yeah, Santa's back out there in P17, sorry. So, yeah, we will be hoping for another safety car maybe. But on board with Slayer as he follows Arch, because I have a feeling that Slayer is going to be, trying to make a move very shortly. What else is happening? Quiet Cake is he's keeping a bit of distance between PMAC, but to be fair, he doesn't need to overtake PMAC. He's running a great race. He doesn't need to overtake PMAC. He's already in P2. PMAC will probably drop if the positions stay the same and the times stay the same. PMAC will probably drop back to about P5 or P4. But look, that 5-second penalty might be removed after the stewards review what happened on that safety car restart.
Yeah, I wish I could have got a better view of that. I just would have liked a bit more information. It looks like Quiet Cake is going to maybe make a move here on the inside. He certainly does. Gets the job done very cleanly there on PMAC. So that's a great manoeuvre there from Quiet Cake. And I'd have to say Quiet Cake, PMAC and A-Dog are all in contention for driver of the day here with just under 10 laps to go.
Yeah, and also Not I Wilds. He may not be in contention for a podium at this very particular moment, but up 14 places. That's a great drive from the Mercedes Reserve.
Oh, no doubt about it, mate. No doubt about it. No, he's a full-time driver, Not I Wilds. He was signed a few weeks ago.
Sorry, yep, you're right. Yep, my mistake. But look, back to the leader, we have Mr. Wayne Morris, the man, the myth, the legend.
Wow.
He is in P1 and just running a very, very balanced race. But look, Quiet Cake's got a decent amount of pace in him, and he's a very, very talented driver. So let's have a look. Let's keep an eye on the delta between Quiet Cake and Wayne Morris and see if the Cake can actually make any inroads. We've still got 9 laps to go. 8 laps to go, including this one, 8 and a bit laps. But looking at PMAC, he's also following Quiet Cake. He's not dropping behind either. So let's have a quick look at what goes on in the next lap between those two. Keep an eye on down south, the bottom part of the. Looks like we've got Domwar and Swiss Lord swapping places, and that looks like a clean move. So well done, Domwar. A little bit of redemption there.
Yeah, they're definitely battling. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I'm just going to stick with PMAC and Quiet Cake for a moment on stream, because this is a little bit of an exciting battle. I have a feeling that PMAC's not going to give this position up easily. He's going to, sit behind and harvest a bit of ERS and maybe have a bit of a battle with the Cakeinator.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, these two aren't doing each other any favours, because that gap to Wayne Morris out in P1 is actually stretching out to over 3 seconds now. So, yep, we've got under 7 laps to go, and Wayne's just got to hold this together, I reckon, and he's in a great position to take out this win. PMAC, he is fighting Quiet Cake pretty hard, and I've got to say, if Quiet Cake can somehow shake him and get to Wayne Morris, you'd have to say that would be the icing on top of the cake for him tonight.
That would be the cherry and the icing. Look, I've just had a bit of information come to my fingertips at the moment, And it's interesting to note that in reference to my comments before about Trenner needing to be, Alan Santa needing to be behind Trenner, if you look at what's going on the left-hand side of your screen, Santa is now outside the points and Trenner is in the top 10.
Wow.
So that's not great news for the championship leader.
No. Thanks for bringing that to my attention.
I apologise for bringing that to your attention because it probably is an ice pick to my heart as well. But yeah, that's anyway. Look, we've still got 7 laps to go, so it's not over until the fat cake sings. So let's just look. To be honest, looking at the delta now that PMAC and Cake are having a bit of a battle, Cake's forgotten about Wayne Morris at the moment because you look at that delta. Wayne's pulled out a 3.6 second gap. I don't know whether he's burning. Yeah, I don't know whether he's burning or whether he is he's benefiting from Cake and PMAC having their little stoush. Oh, who's round? Is that Jennifer? No.
No,
Bang.
it's the other. It's Batman.
No, it's Bang.
It's Bang.
Bang and Santa. Oh, Bang didn't bang Santa that time. He banged Batman.
Oh, Swiss yep. Bang has just got to let that car go there, and he does. That's unfortunate there. You've got to say, Jenneth is actually doing a great job. He was battling with Donmore there, and he's lost a little bit of time just having to avoid that carnage in front of him. And Swiss Lord as well, he's lost a bit of time. Those cars were in front of each other doing a really good job there, battling for those last points. Of course, points goes down to P15, so Santa is going to have to make up some time if he wants any points tonight to catch up the cards.
Absolutely. Look, no position changes up in the top 5 for the last few laps, but again, it's still got 6 laps to go or 5 laps to go at the end of this lap. And as Arch crosses the line, we are into the final stages of this Grand Prix. Wayne Morris pulling out a 3.7 second lead over the Cake. And a dog is still in P4 doing a great job for the Red Bull.
Oh, he is, mate. He really is. I'm on board with Sir Slayer at the moment, just going through those S-bends. In the first second, we've got a yellow flag up in front of them. Who's around?
It's Not I Wilds. He's
just had a moment. Yep.
He's had a terrible moment.
Oh, you got a feel for him with so few laps to go. It's just not what you want when you've worked so hard for a really good group of points there, and Trenner's putting a lot of pressure on him in P8 in the Aston Martin, so Trenner's done well. Oh, and you see Wilds go wide! Oh. He's come back on a track, and Trenner's just avoided him there, taking the right-hand corner and getting a much better exit out of that corner there, so well done, Trenner, for that avoiding action, and he's back up into P7 there.
Absolutely. This is very exciting stuff.
Let's have a look at the penalties. We'll bring those up now.
All right, so the penalties. We have a few coming out at the towards the end of this race. The unfortunate 5-second penalty for the collision with Quiet Cake. Was it? I think it was a collision with Quiet Cake. Anyway, it was a collision with someone for PMAC.
I think it was Arch. Wayne on the restart.
Oh, it was on the restart, yeah. So 3 seconds for Arch, Bang, Swiss Lord, and F1 Original has a 5-second. I think that was... Not sure whether that was for the pit entry or for a collision, but we can check the restart.
That was the restart as well. I think. Yeah. I think he went into the back of Batman, if I'm not mistaken. There was just when they all got bunched up. There was no one's fault. There's just nowhere to go when the cars stop on track like that, and there's just no room between them. So it's just one of those things that happen, unfortunately. Donmore looks like he's putting a lot of pressure on Batman in P10 in the Williams, trying to fight for every point he can. So let's stay on board with this one. Jenneth just picks up a time penalty, so that's going to cost him.
It is. I'm on board. I've got a great view from the rear end of the Haas of Donmore, who gets a little bit squiggly coming out of the S's towards the second sector. It's a horrible part of the track, especially to follow closely. And then they head into towards the hairpin. Let's see what sort of an exit Donmore is able to capture as they head around Sector 2 through to the spoon curves. And also we've got Jenneth. So Donmore at the moment's in a bit of a Haas sandwich because Jenneth is a little bit further behind than the DRS zone. But Yep, Donmore gets a great exit there.
He does. I think Jenneth, he's got the capability to close this gap because he did it before, so we'll see if he can put pressure on those two cars. I think this is where the action is at the moment.
This is where the most action is. And look, Batman in front of Donmore is already flashing and he hasn't even hit the straight yet. So Donmore out of the final corner, gets the DRS activated. I don't think he'll be close enough to make a move, but he'll stay within the DRS.
Oh no, we've got another yellow flag. It looks like Trenner's gone around again.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
He's only lost one position, but Batman is... Oh, and there's a couple of cars. Donmore's gone through as well, so Trenner's back into P10. So it's just one of those races for the boys up top at the moment. It's... there's a lot of cars coming unstuck, and it seems to be the same cars.
It does seem to be the same cars. And look, it's one of those tracks where when you come off the track, when you go for a spin, your tyres just shoot up into the above 100 degrees, 105, 107 degrees, and you just can't get any throttle application. You have to be so gentle when you're applying the throttle. But this has definitely brought Jenneth back into the fray. Jenneth is just over a second behind Trenner, who's half a second behind Donmore, who's half a second behind Batman. So there's an interesting little battle for I guess it's P8.
Yep, you did right. It is P8, and Donmore's actually going up on the inside, and he's going to get the move done very fast in the straight line in the Williams.
Oh,
so
but
Batman's just going to tuck in behind him. What did you see?
I was just going to say he takes a lot of curve on the 130R. Oh, he almost, you could see the sparks flying up from his rear end. But,
the back end went at it a little bit, but he held on to it. He probably had about 5 Gs going through him there, but well done there to Donmore to hold on. Of course, Batman's putting a lot of pressure on his.
I'm on board with Trenner at the moment. Yes, Trenner had a little look. Had a little look at Batman's gearbox, but following through the S's on this this part of the track, there's still, even though with the new aerodynamics and the new car design, there's still dirty air. You have to be aware of it. Your tyres are 14, 12 and 13 laps old, so they're not fresh tyres. So you just got to be so careful, and especially when you're hitting those curves. Oh, Trenner goes wide, but he has to just keep his line. This is so very exciting.
Sir Slayer's right on the back of Arch, so he's closed that gap from 7/10 a few laps ago down to 2.5. So this is where Slayer's going to make the move, and I tell you, he's been following this car for about 15 laps now, and he's got a pretty good run on him. Let's have a look. This is for a good bunch of points here. They're battling for P5. He's going to... No, he fakes it up the inside. Lets Archie get a little bit out of whack and puts a lot of pressure on him out of the final turn. Let's see if he can get a nice run here. Of course, he's going to get the DRS. Arch not making it easy for him and is flashing up a storm like an ecstasy-filled nightclub, like Martin would say. Slayer up on the inside, gets the move done. Archie coming back though, putting a bit of pressure on Slayer. Let's have a look. So Slayer holding his nuts, doing a great job, holding position. Archie's pushing, he's got that 3-second penalty, so of course Arch doesn't want to push too hard because only a lap and a half to go here, and you can't see him getting 3 seconds ahead, and Parsifal's about 12 seconds behind him, so you'd imagine it's going to be P6 for Archie tonight. Sir Slayer, if he can hold, it'll be P5, and A-Dog, tremendous drive here, sitting in P4. P-Mac, we think, is going to lose that 5-second penalty.
Slayer's around. Slayer's around. I was on board with Arch, and Slayer was around. He's got a few seconds behind him, so he just needs to take it easy. He'll only lose one position.
I take back those sentences. I apologise, Arch. Up into P5. It looks like Arch is going to get P5. So, well done. Unfortunate Slayer there with just a lap and a half to go, as you said, Tetris.
Look, I have a feeling that as Wayne starts his final lap, I don't think that it's going to be any case of the commentator's curse. But Wayne Morris starting his final lap, it looks like he's going to bring home his first win of the season. Such a well-deserved win. He's pulled out a 6-second gap over Quiet Cake. who, by the way, is still battling with PMAC. He's managed to keep PMAC behind him, even though he didn't have to because PMAC had that 5-second penalty. But of course, that 5-second penalty could actually be removed. But we've got a yellow flag. What's going on?
We've got another one. It looks like we may be having some trouble with one of the Hasses, is it? Or Trenner again? No, we look like we're all right.
No, it was Not O Wilds lost it in the spoon curbs. He's got 3-lap-old hards, which
bugger.
Probably are already hit the cliff.
He had such a good race too up until about, 4 laps ago, Not O Wilds. He was sitting in about P6, so he'll be spitting chips. Unfortunate. But yeah, let's highlight Wayne Morris.
Spitting wasabi chips.
There's another yellow flag, but we'll stay on board. Look, I've got to say, when Wayne first started out, when he first joined, he was a rookie, and you could say that, you know, he had a lot to learn in terms of just racing a league. He always had the racecraft and he had the ability. It's just getting used to league racing, and you've got to say, over the last season, Wayne has made the biggest improvements out of just about all the drivers that I know anyway. So this is it. The last couple of corners for Wayne in the Williams. Take it home, Tetris.
Well, takes the second last corner, the penultimate corner, comes around the final corner, and provisionally, I will say, but wins the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. Well done, Wayne Morris. That was a brilliant drive. Great qualifying, and Quiet Cake brings it home for P2. A-Dog brings it home for P3. I think his first podium either ever or in the while. I'll have to check my stats on that, so well done, A-Dog. PMAC, unfortunately, with that 5-second penalty, which, as I said, is provisional. It may be removed at the end of the after the steward's inquiry, because it was a controversial safety car restart. But Arch reserving for Aston Martin in P5. Sir Slayer, unfortunate to have that spin on the second last lap. P6, but still a great result. Parsival, P7, who is Jesse for the Alfa Romeo. Trenner brings it home. Unfortunate, but still good points for the Aston Martin driver. And I ran out of time because I was bullshitting way too much. But we can go through the final standings once we get to the rest of the next screen. The game has awarded Arch Driver of the Day, but Broseph, my comrade, my TP, my captain, that was a phenomenal race. That was an absolute banger of a race. There's so much going on. There's so much yellow. Only one safety car, one VSC, but so much yellow. So many spins.
Yep, the land of the Empire of the Sun, no doubt about it. There was a lot going on out there today on track, and you've got to say some of the drivers, maybe a bit of a curse out there. They couldn't get that car under control, and just spin after spin from some of the drivers that you'd think would have just had better control over their cars. But yeah, a few surprises as well. Wayne Morris to take out the win, I'm so proud of him. Like, congratulations, Wayne. Just tremendous drive. Quiet Cake, you've got to say, he's in really good form, mate. That's P2 again. He got a P2 in Saudi Arabia just a few rounds ago. A-Dog to pick up his first podium here, I think, this season. He's doing really well, sitting P5 overall, so that's going to help his chances of pushing up there. PMAC, as you said, he might get that 5-second penalty removed. PMAC got P2 last round in Australia, so he's in great form as well. And I had a social race with him in Oz F1 during the week, and he was my teammate, and yeah, he was putting me under all sorts of pressure. So PMAC's in great form. Arch, as you said, the reserve P5. Yeah, a lot of good battles out there today. Even in the middle of the field, we had Jenneth, we had Batman, Dom War. They were pushing really hard. Some good battles out there tonight. Let's just make sure you go through that field, Tetris, for Ducat.
I've gone through the field twice now. So
okay, beautiful. Thank you. I missed that.
Battle Cat, excuse me. Battle Cat should have a couple of decent screenshots. Look, that was. I was on the edge of my my office chair. Got it, boys. Thanks, Battle Cat. I was on the edge of my chair for the entire race. Where am I looking? I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm trying to get A-Dog. I'm not sure if I've got him on here, actually. A-Dog, add Broseph Coop or Tetris, man. We'll get you in the chat. I don't think Quiet Cake will join.
No.
but I have sent Wayne Morris an invite, so we'll get these invites underway shortly when we get the drivers in. I'm sure Wayne is probably just getting drowned in champagne right now in the Williams garage. They'll be absolutely celebrating as hard as they can. You'd imagine Wayne will be hitting those Japanese strip clubs tonight, and he'll have a couple of ladies on each arm.
He's going to have a couple of geishas down in the red light district of at Nagoya. I have a feeling because, who wouldn't? I mean, he's just won his first Grand Prix. And
pretty sure he's got a hook up with the Yakuza as well, Wayne. So he'll be well sorted tonight. There's no doubt about it. Take it away, Tetris.
Wayne, welcome to Sky Race Control. Congratulations, not only on your first podium, but not only your first podium, but you did it in absolutely emperor style by bringing it home for a commanding P1. You were 7 seconds in front of Quiet Cake in P2. Tell us about your race. Tell us about quali, and how did you feel about your quali performance going into the race before we talk about your race?
Yeah, quali went well. I was down 0.5 on my best, but I always stuff up the third quali. I'm not going to go out in future third. I think I'll just save those tires, save that rubber. But yeah, for some reason I always beat in that last quali round. But yeah, should have started in P5, but then we got bumped up to P4. Can't remember who got dropped back on. Ethimon was on the group penalty. That was probably a good thing because he's super quick. Would have been hard to get past Ethimon, I think. And then, fortunately, all the guys in front of me just fell off the track in front of me. They were all like probably 400s ahead of me, each of them at the time, and they all just had moments and went off the track with I guess burning rubber. But that was in the race. But yeah, fantastic to get a podium. Since a big shout out to Aussie Tugot, since he's taken over the Williams shed. We've got some more teamwork going, and things are moving along nicely.
Yeah, so Aussie Powers, is that Aussie? That's Aussie you're talking about, isn't it? Because I get confused with Discord and PSN names. But he's just sent a shout out on the Twitch chat. He's just said he met you in real life. He met you IRL at the Aussie Grand Prix, and he said one of the nicest guys that he's ever met. Well deserved. So that's a big shout out from your team principal, mate. Before we move on, I wanted to ask you about the safety car restart. It's very controversial. We've seen a lot of chatter in a lot of chats. We haven't seen any reports yet because obviously the stewards are still reeling from all of the yellow flags they've been waving throughout the race. But tell us about the safety car restart from your perspective.
I'm going to wait till I look at my own footage before I comment on that. I don't think I did anything illegal, but I'll review it.
No, fair enough. Look, I don't want to.
If the judges find it that I've done wrong, and we'll accept the penalty, and we move on and we learn. Yeah.
Look, I don't want to take any gloss off the race that you run. You run a great race. You run a great. My God, English is my 8th language tonight. You ran a great race tonight. I think I'm trying to get a little bit of Japanese in there. And look, you qualified. Yeah, well, great race tonight. You had too much wasabi in your Suzuka Pi before Tetris. You ran a great race. You did great in quali. Whatever the stewards say, I think you've achieved a massive achievement tonight by bringing home not only your first podium for the season, which you've worked so hard for, and you've raced really, really well, and you've improved a lot. So I just want to say congratulations provisionally.
Thank you.
Me too.
Thank you, bros. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Listening to you guys call the toms is always entertaining. Started drowning them out when you're talking about the safety car.
Well, look, the entertainment from us comes from the entertainment that you guys put on. So we're sort of we're feeding off you guys putting on a great show for us. So yeah, we appreciate your words, but yeah, it's all you guys. Look, we're going to move on. We've just had PMAC join the chat. Thanks for joining us, Wayne. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.
I have no idea where we're racing because I'm
Good on
shit.
you, Wayno.
But good
Enjoy
on
the
you,
night,
Wayno.
mate.
Enjoy
All the
the night.
glory.
Go the Williams
Drown in
boys.
it.
Go the
Let's go.
Williams boys. Let's have a good weekend, boys. We need that good weekend.
Yeah,
Catch
for
those
sure.
AlphaTauri boys in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
All right, mate. Yeah, good luck. Legend.
Team-
See you, bro.
PMAC, thanks for joining us, mate. Congratulations, P2. P2? No,
P2?
P3. P3.
No. Well, maybe it was P4, but that penalty might be removed, Tetris. The P5, the 5-second penalty from the safety car restart.
That goes.
Yeah,
Look-
yeah. PMAC, great drive though, mate. Tremendous.
It was, yeah,
You were so
thank you.
consistent out there tonight. Yeah, I got to say, you've been that in the last couple of weeks, last couple of rounds, and also during the week when we were racing. Yeah, super consistent. You got to be happy with that drive tonight, mate.
Definitely. Japan hasn't been a great one for me. I tend to lose it with about 5 laps to go and end my race often at Japan. The battle with Quiet Cake tonight was awesome. Great defending on that second last corner. I had more ERS than he did, and was coming up, and he did really well to hold me off there, and
Just covered you off nicely, did he?
he did, and he's
Yeah,
driving
he's-
very well in the last few weeks. So I think that new wheel I believe he has paid off dividends with his driving. Him and I've had some small incidents along the way, but
I think everyone's been
Small as that.
caked from time to time over the years. But no, I've got to
He
say,
loves
yeah,
it.
Cake's a great driver, and I think most of the people that have had incidents with him, it's just a game, and you get over it. And yeah, it's good to see you guys having a great battle out there tonight, mate.
yeah, it was good. It was awesome.
So how'd you go for qualifying tonight?
P12. I'm not a great qualifier in any of these bloody things, but I definitely rely on staying out of trouble and race pace.
Yeah, well, you did a great job to get all the way up into P4, potentially P3 on the podium, and of course you had a P2 in Australia last weekend, so you'd have to say that Mercy'd be pretty happy with your recent form, mate.
Yeah, I hope so. They were both in our team chat tonight, giving us tips, so that's very handy as well.
Yeah, I know Mercy's pretty keen to bring home that championship
He is.
overall.
He's
Constructors.
already working out what the points difference is from tonight.
Has he got like a spreadsheet that he sends you every week?
I reckon he's got it all sorted.
Got a calculator. Yep. He's got the spreadsheet. He's got a pen.
Exactly
He's got
where
a
we
pencil.
are and what we need to do in each.
He's just sent a message. Aston are 1 point in front. Oh,
There we
Mercy.
go.
It's
Yeah,
getting
finger on
very
the pulse,
spicy.
Mercy. Yeah.
Mercy's
It's
bringing
good-
the
it's great to
wasabi
see.
tonight.
I love
Yeah,
the
it's been
dedication. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, look, it was very unfortunate with that 5-second penalty. Again, like I said on the stream during the broadcast, that is a provisional P4 because I have a feeling that I'm going to assume that you guys are going to appeal to get that removed because...
He's already writing it up, mate.
All right. Let's
Mercy. Yep.
We've clipped footage. We'll had a chat about it. We'll put it forward and we'll see what the stewards think.
Yeah, like I said, you're gonna put it in to appeal it because it's it was potentially not. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to say that congratulations on your drive. We thought Broseph and I were watching your progress throughout the race, and we were very, very happy for you and very impressed because we love seeing drivers that deserve to get good placings, get what they deserve, and you're a great driver. And we enjoy watching you race every week, mate. It's great to see you on the grid.
Yeah,
Thanks, lads. Much appreciated.
Beautiful. All right, we'll see you next week. I believe we might be heading over to the Americas. Let me just check that. Yeah, you like the Americas? I think we're heading to Coda first, and then Miami. What do you think about those two?
Miami sucked. Coda's okay.
You know
For
what?
me,
Before we
anyway.
go there, round
No,
12,
we're
we're heading to
going to
Austria.
Austria.
Yeah,
Austria's
that's,
good. I
that's
don't
one of
mind
my
Austria.
favourite. Yeah, Austria should be a lot of fun.
Yep.
So,
next.
thanks for joining us tonight, PMAC, and
Not a
we'll see
problem, guys.
you.
Thanks, Steve.
See you on the track next weekend.
Cheers.
Thanks, PMAC.
See you guys.
Well, Broseph, there we have it. That's the end of the Tier 4 Japanese Grand Prix. Very exciting, action-packed race. Obviously, we can go on and talk about this for hours and years for the rest of the night. We're getting multiple messages from March about who got Driver of the Day. Driver of the Day will be Driver of the Day will be announced post-race. Because we have to have a chat about it off stream and come to a decision. Arch, you are definitely in contention, my friend. So just keep your shorts on, bro. But yeah, next week before next week, tomorrow we head back to the track for Tier 3 in the afternoon at 4 p.m. We head back to the track for Tier 2 at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, and then Tier 1, the banger in Nagoya. It is Tier 1 at, is it 5 p.m.? I can't remember, 4 or 5 p.m.
Correct.
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
on where yourself and Marty B, I'm assuming Marty B will be joining you on Sunday afternoon.
There's no doubt about it, mate. We're both in fine form. Can't wait to be back in Sky Race Control to call the best Tier 1 in all of the land.
Love it. So thank you so much for joining me in Battle Cat's absence. Battle Cat will be back with us for next week when we head to Tier 4 to the Hills. Will be alive in Austria with the sound of Grand Prix. And Battle Cat and I will be back in Sky Race Control. But yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. You've been a wonderful audience. And Broseph, as always, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you on a Friday night if you're ever in the neighbourhood.
Guys, come to the party in the Williams shed.
We'll be down there momentarily, Wayne. Keep the champagne warm and the powder white. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
That's all good. Yep, we'll be down there to enjoy the festivities, mate. No doubt about it. You're talking about the white paint on the road, aren't you, Tetris?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. No, it's the chalk from the lines on the side of the grid. That's what it is.
No doubt about it. Yep.
All right, my friends. Good night. Thank you very much. I'm Tetris. This is Broseph. We're signing out.
Peace.